Hello, everybody. Welcome to the I'm So Tiffany show starring myself, Tiffany Ross. I want to welcome you guys once again for another week of my show. Thank you so much for tuning in. On today's show, we are going to be talking about love and relationships. Such a famous topic, but I think it's something we really need to touch on because I just feel that there are so many things that could be said that aren't said. So I'm going to touch on some of those issues tonight. So bear with me. The first issue is, do you guys feel that men expect too much of women too early on in relationships? For example, I feel like it's very common for a man to want a meal, to want his clothes ironed, to want you to go shopping for him. But are those things too much to ask in the initial part of dating? Should you be his wife before you do those things? What do you guys think? Me personally, I feel that some of those things should wait. I think when we give the man too much too soon, then they expect us to keep it up. And then when we don't do it, then we're no longer wife material. And I'm just not sure how I feel about that. And I don't think it's very fair because I feel like they always fall short. And men, this is not men bashing, okay? I'm going to get to the women in a minute. Just talking about what I feel is wrong with the men in relationships. I just feel that sometimes we're treated unfairly and we're expected to be your mothers. And in reality, we really should not be your mother, but we should be respected as just women who have our own identity and we have a lot to bring to the table. Now, for the women, I do feel like we expect a whole lot of our men, and I mean a whole lot. We expect them to be heart fixers, hairdressers, complimenters, emotionalists, psychiatrists, you name it. We expect them to do it all. I do think that we need to give them a little break as well. They can't do everything. So I do think we need to give them a break as well. Some things will come with time, other things come when they become your husband. But until then, I think we all just need to chill. I think everybody just needs to chill and just enjoy the art of courtship. Or dating, and I feel like no one does that anymore. I was talking to a couple of my coworkers earlier today, and one of them, I asked her, so are you and your guy friend, are you guys official? Are you dating? Are you together? And she said that they're not doing titles, but that they are courting. And I thought, well, wow, no one does that anymore. And I think that's really awesome. Courting is something that we really should get back to, and the art of courtship in which a man is pursuing the woman and and she's enjoying the pursuit and they only have eyes for each other, but they don't have to call it something. It just kind of is what it is. I think that's a beautiful thing. Some people may beg to differ. They feel like you need titles because titles are what causes the man to be faithful. I don't think a man necessarily needs a title to be faithful to a woman. What do you guys think? I'm open for your feedback on that. So make sure you comment on this video. Let me know how you feel about that particular statement. Also, email me at the I'm So Tiffany show at yahoo.com. I'd really like to hear your thoughts. But again, I sometimes wonder, why don't we do courtship anymore? And I feel like it's because there's so much pressure to be boyfriend and girlfriend, to get engaged, to get married. And speaking of getting married, why is there such a lack of getting married in the African American community? Can someone please answer that for me? Because it's something that I really want to know. I really want to know why it seems that most African American men do not want to get married. And if they do, they don't actually go through with it. And when they actually go through with it, they divorce their wives. Why? I really would like to know the answer. So, men, I need you to write me and let me know what's going on with that, because I just don't understand why there's such a lack of marital status amongst the African American community. We have too many single mothers and beautiful, beautiful single mothers. I just don't understand why. So if someone could please let me know, that would be awesome. Moving on, I spoke to another coworker today in which I asked her, "What are your views on African American men?" She's an African American female, and she said to me, "African American men are not my type." And so I said, "Oh, okay. And why is that?" And I said, "Do you know why? Is it because, of how they look or how they act or how they're stereotyped as?" And she went on to say that it was because of how they are stereotyped and from her own personal experiences with African American men when she was growing up. How many of us African American women can really relate to this? I sure can. I, for one, will start by saying that I have one of the most awesome examples of an African American male in my life. He's my father, and he's absolutely amazing. He's truly an example of how a man is supposed to love and cherish and protect and honor. And I just really appreciate him for that. And I'm grateful that he's shown me an example so that I know that I don't have to settle. And based on what my coworker said to me today, it really struck a chord. And she's just said that she noticed that most African American or black males, it's always the baggy pants and the "yo, what's up, shawty? What's up? Like, hey girl, look at you. Can I get your number?" And we're supposed to say yes. Yeah, no. So I just want to encourage my African American males to please learn a new way of approaching women. Let's try not calling them shorty. Let's just try not calling them anything other than their name, for starters. I think that's a good place to start. Start with their name. "Hi, Tiffany. My name is Travis. Nice to meet you." Or, "Hi, Tiffany. My name is Timothy. The pleasure's all mine." Things like that. I don't understand why everything has to have a ghetto connotation. But again, men, correct me if I'm wrong. If this is a form of endearment, then please let me know. Feel free to write me on this video. On another note, I'm just wondering, how do you handle heartbreak? Women, how do you handle heartbreak? I was talking to someone and they were telling me that they were having a hard time even going to work. They couldn't function because they had broken up with their boyfriend. How do you guys feel about this? Is it hard to focus on life and responsibilities and your career when a boyfriend just broke your heart? Please tell me. I don't know, because for me, I have always seemed to be able to keep going. I'm not going to lie and say that there weren't times where I was really hurt or I would cry or I would just sit around and eat a bowl of ice cream or, write a poem or sing a song. But definitely I knew that I had to keep going because you can't lose your job over a breakup. I mean, that's just me personally, but I know for some women it can be devastating. So, how do you guys handle it? How do you handle heartbreak? I think the best thing to do, and if I could just offer some of my personal advice, I think the best thing you can do with a breakup is, number one, definitely just pray about it. Just ask God to kind of heal your heart a little bit. And number two, I would call your best girlfriend, your best friend, whoever she may be, and I would tell her to come and pick you up. And I would go do a little retail therapy, go out to eat, laugh, maybe go to a comedy show, go to a movie, something that kind of takes your mind off of things. I would encourage you to write poetry, do some freestyling, whatever it is that can help you to cope. And I encourage you to journal, ladies. Journaling has been one of my best friends over the years. So I encourage you, if you have to, feel free to journal, write those things out. And I promise you it helps, but please don't ever think about harming yourself. Don't ever feel like you can't go to work. And please don't ever feel like you need to now neglect yourself as a person. And don't let it affect your self-esteem. That's the biggest thing that I can tell you. I hate when I see a woman go through a breakup and her whole self-esteem is shattered. Don't let that happen to you, ladies. Know that you are still beautiful. Know that there is someone out there who will only have ears and eyes for you. So just know that and stand firm in that and be confident in that. And to be honest with you, celebrate. When a man walks out of your life, please celebrate, because that means that he is making room for the right one to come in. Ladies, the right one can't come if you're holding on to the other no good joker. We talked about this before. Let him go. Let them go, ladies. It's hard, but I promise you it'll be worth it in the end. I promise you that. On another note, for my married people, I just want to know, what's the secret to staying married and staying happy? What's the secret? Over the years, I've talked to quite a few married couples, and they all seem to say the same thing. And it's always being on the same page. You have to be on the same page. If one person is on this page and the other one's on this page, it's just not going to work. So for all my single people, it's something for us to look forward to, but definitely something that we need to look for in a mate. We need to look for someone who's on the same page as us, someone who has the same type of career goals, or the same type of futuristic goals, or same type of parenting ambitions, and different things like that have to be taken into consideration when we're picking a mate. I think sometimes we pick a mate by default because he's the father of our child, or because, a good friend introduced us, or we met him at church, or he seems to be a man of God, or he's got a really good job, 9 to 5, or he's making 6 figures, or whatever. But then we don't think about all the other important things, like, well, does this person want children? I want children. Well, does this person care about being faithful? I care about being faithful. Things like that are very important to ask your partner. How is this person with balancing a checkbook? Do they know how to do finances? All those things are important. Something else that I just want to share again, I just can't stress it enough, because I've talked to so many different women who really have a lot of self-esteem issues. And I just want to tell you that even if nobody else ever tells you this, I'm telling you this on this wonderful Thursday evening, that you are beautiful and there's nobody else like you. And I really just want you to know that. And it doesn't matter what size you are, what color you are. I just feel like, especially in the African American community, there's so many times where we're racist against each other. Well, you're lighter skin, you're darker skin. Oh, you think you're cute because you're lighter, or oh, you're in the light skin club, or oh, she's a red bone. Why do we do that? That's not cute. I hate partaking in that, and I don't like when anyone singles me out as a red bone or a lighter skin woman, or oh, she thinks she's caramel or whatever. Caramel, I thought that was a flavor. I'm all confused. So please don't do that with each other. Let's not discriminate against each other. One of the things that really bothers me, and I was sharing this with a friend, I cannot stand when I go into a store and I smile at another African American woman and she does not smile back at me. It really bothers me. I feel like we have this kind of rivalry with each other. And I just don't understand why we do that. We kind of just can't respect each other. We always think the other woman is trying to show us up. And we just can't seem to get past that. And so it's hard for us to just smile at each other, to be nice to each other, to not look at each other sideways. For once, I would just like to see Black women come together and they can walk into a room together and they can respect each other. They can all say, oh, you look cute. Girl, I love your hair. I love your shoes. You're beautiful. But for some reason, we struggle with doing that. And I noticed that in the other races, they have no problem doing this at all. A Caucasian woman can walk up to an Asian woman and say, hey, you look really nice today, or vice versa. And there's not so much competition going on there. But we definitely have way too much of that in our community, and it has to stop, ladies. So promise me that in 2015, we will do better to uplift each other. And that we will show a little bit more respect to each other. On a last note, I would just like to share a very special person that I met probably, I would say, in the past year. I met her, and her name is Amani, and she actually is coming out with her own magazine, ladies, and I am so proud of her. She's a college student at Gwinnett Community College, and I'm just so very, very proud of her. She will be doing her magazine launch on tomorrow. So please hit her up if you would like a copy, your very own issue of her magazine at the Amani magazine at yahoo.com, or you can just text me or email me at the I'm So Tiffany show at yahoo.com, and I will send you all of her information so that you can get your very own copy of her magazine. So I just wanted to give her a shout out on tonight. She didn't know that I was going to do this, but I just wanted to give her a shout out on tonight. And as I'm ending this segment, just wanted you to know if there's ever anything that you want me to talk about, please feel free to email me. Also, if you want me to advertise for your company or your small business, please email me the information and I'll be sure to give you a shout out in some of my segments. And it's at no cost to you as of right now. But there will be later. But as of right now, feel free to email me any type of advertisements or things like that that you would like me to say in my show. And thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you learned a little bit about love and relationships on tonight. Hope I gave you guys a little bit of encouragement. I hope I've boosted up your self-esteem just a little bit. And I hope I've made you feel better as a woman. And for the men, I have questions and I hope you have answers. Until next week, guys, have a good night.